Hello and welcome to Political Paradigm. I am Terry Ikumi, and it feels so good to be back. I'd like to say a very special thank you to Bukola for standing in while I was away catching a break. Well, we're back to the conversation. It's a political year, and it's already heating up. You've just come off the session with the Senate on the Electoral Act Amendment Bill, especially with regard to electronic transmission of results. And while that may not have gone entirely as proposed by CSOs and well-meaning Nigerians who want our electoral system to go well, some are commending the Senate already for at least turning in a direction of Nigerians. But there is what seems like a clause added to the electronic transmission of results, which will be debated heavily and hopefully concluded. Anyways, let's hear what the conference committees of both chambers will come up with. Welcome to Political Paradigm once again. And I'm excited to be having my first conversation of the year with a woman, where we like to look at women from various perspectives. But in Nigeria, we understand the challenges women face with regard to public office and politics generally. Anyways, today I'll be having a conversation, a robust conversation at that, with a lawyer, a movie film producer, and an entrepreneur who is also the first female presidential aspirant on the platform of the All Progressives Congress. She is the former Minister of Women Affairs, Mrs. Uju Kennedy-Ohanenye. Welcome to Political Paradigm.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm very fine. I'm excited to have this conversation. It's a year since your last interview. How time flies.
You can imagine.
Why were you avoiding conversations?
Not really, but I must have to have things to talk about before I come. But I'm doing other things on social media.
That's good.
I speak to Nigerians on social media, but I've not really gone to any television channel.
Well, you're welcome here.
Thank you.
And I want to start off by saying that what they say about people who occupy public office is almost true, because I can see it. They say you're stressed out when you occupy public office, and it's almost like you age faster. But here you are looking well rested. Well, how have you been?
I've been very good. I know how to do things that make me happy. So when I left office, I went back and started taking pleasure in my acting. Not that I'm an actress, I am not, but I enjoy acting, producing movies, giving children what to do, employing them one way or the other. So I'm cool.
All right. So we have
having fun.
I'm glad to hear that. We have a long conversation today. So let's begin from the beginning. Let's begin from the past. Now let's talk about when you were removed from office as minister. I understand that you had granted interviews at the time saying that you had no regrets with your actions at the time, even though you said also that you were not sure why you were removed. But when you reflect, 1 year after, almost 1.5 years after now, do you stand by that position with regard to your regrets, or you have concerns around why you were removed as minister?
I have no regrets up till date. Listen, if I should go back, let us take back time. I think I didn't even do enough. I would have been harder than how I was. I mean it. Because check out the country. It's even difficult to rule us. It's difficult. I'm telling you the truth. The president is there working. The governors are there working. What are Nigerians doing in between? The policemen are there. There is an IG. What are the other police officers doing? Why are we not solving these problems? Why should a child be raped and the matter will go to police? Some police officers will try to maneuver the case. You need to start going to IG. You need to start calling and making calls to important people before things are done right. Things must change. And the president himself, see, as he's trying to work, because anytime you want to work here, you must go offline for you to do your work in Nigeria. If you don't go offline and become very hard, you end up achieving nothing. Yes, I wasn't the president. If I was the president, I would have been hard and nobody would have removed me. But I wasn't the president. I am Uju Kennedy. But the area I was given, that particular office, I did not allow anyhow thing to happen there.
I'll take your words and link it to the words of former SGF, Boss Mustafa, who said that Nigerians are really difficult people, so you have to employ some form of difficulty as well when you deal with Nigerians. But some have also said that perhaps your methods were too erratic, that your methods were lacked diplomacy, and you would have done differently? Maybe you would have still had your had your portfolio.
No, I can't, there's no way I can have that portfolio pretending. What you saw was who I am. And I wouldn't call it that I was too erratic or I was not diplomatic. Being diplomatic is agree to what we are saying. That makes you diplomatic. I can't agree to things I know that is destroying my country. There's no way I can agree to it. So believe me, I have no regrets. That's why I'm looking fresher, because I am out. Whatever they're doing there is none of my business. When I was there, I did that made me happy, and my conscience is clear. So I'm fine.
Do you think you should have had a better ministry, or you would have performed better in a different ministry? I mean, you're a lawyer. There's a Ministry of Justice. You are also a filmmaker. There's the Arts and Culture Ministry. Perhaps you would have done better. Do you think so?
That's if there are no things that should be addressed. If I go there and I still notice things that are not being done right, I would have still reacted the way I did.
But would you take up another appointment with this your position, or with this your mindset? Would you take up another appointment?
To tell you the truth, I'm not really thinking towards that. I left myself open, doing my work, doing my business, going to court, trying to trash out cases I had before I got involved in politics. So I've not really thought about that.
Let's talk about your time in office as Women Affairs Minister now, because I know that one of the things you talked about was that you wanted to end gender-based violence, at least tackle it to an extent. What was the plan you had? And from what you've seen since you've left office, do you see any semblance of your plan which suggests that we're moving in a direction of addressing gender-based violence?
Like I said, my dear brother, I said that when I left Women Affairs, I stopped looking into how they're doing their things. But I did not abandon the children and women. I did not. I'm still having cases. People still call me. A lot of Nigerians still contact me. Sometimes you see on the internet where they mention my name, please see what's going on, what can you do? I get involved. I have a lot of cases concerning abuse on children, on women. I have a lot of cases like that. And the funny thing is that the court is always kind to me. Each time I walk in on any case concerning these people, you find out that the court is equally feeling the same way. They don't want these children to continue suffering. So work is still going on.
Well, but you're not paying attention to the ministry. May be understandable, but I'd like to look at it from the perspective of, one, you have a passion to address gender-based violence. Two, you want to support the president in that regard and draw his attention. So I'd like to think that in your own capacity, you'll probably have ways to reach out to whoever it is there that may be able to address it, especially because one of the things you talked about was a gender-based violence mobile court to quickly address the issue.
Yes.
What do you think about that? And do you think that there's anything that's being done right now to address gender-based violence in the country?
I believe so, because I read on the newspaper that the president is about to bring out Child Care Development Agency. I read it. Not that I heard from them directly. And I believe from what I read that that particular agency will address these issues better. Because even before I came into Women Affairs didn't even understand what their duties were. Their duties actually was to look into violence and the empowerment of women, but rather they're more into programs and events and things like that, as if I don't even know what I would say to that. So when I came in, I had to, being a lawyer, I had to focus on what I felt the ministry was for. So I believe that the president will shock people soon in bringing out a particular agency that he will look into directly to make sure that these problems are solved. The issue of the mobile court, when I introduced the mobile court, I had to write to the Governors Forum to get an approval because it needed to go around the nation. So when I wrote, they told me to come and defend it, which I did, and they approved it. The president was so happy about this mobile court that when I mentioned it in FEC, he told FEC to write a letter of appreciation to Governors Forum for approving the mobile court. That will tell you how equally he's passionate about making sure the children are okay and the women are fine. So, but unfortunately, we had a program to raise money for this mobile court. We raised a lot of money, thanks to Elumelu, Atoeze, and some other organizations that came. So many people came, and they raised a lot of money. But unfortunately, before I could take off, I was removed. So I believe God will still do it. God cannot abandon his children.
All right. There's another aspect of your time in office that I want us to speak to, and it's because of the concerns that are constantly raised around Nigeria's civil service. Some say if we get our civil service correctly, the country would be properly positioned. And then there's the other aspect of women in public office. So I want to get your understanding or your experience as working with civil servants as a woman.
Thank you. That issue is a very passionate issue to me, this issue of civil servants. Because if you should ask me my opinion like you ask me now, I would tell you 70% of our problems are civil servants. And why are there problems? It's not equally their fault that they are the problem, it's the system. Because the system gives them the room to behave the way they are behaving that is totally ruining the country. Because if a president will come out and give out trillions of naira to ministries, most monies we bring out for as this thing, it goes to the ministries, isn't it? What do they do with it? What do they write in their budgets that are being approved? Who are the people approving such budgets? Where a whole 1.8 billion will be written for advocacies, meetings, and consultancies, and somebody will approve it. Who are the people approving those budgets?
Well, the National Assembly and the President.
That is the issue. No, the point is that these are the things that should be looked into. Because they can't write anything that in a hurry, they just copy and paste what they did. I had a lot of issues with them. Why are you not consulting me to write what I need you people to achieve and put for the budget?
So you're basically saying that the budgets the budget that you presented for the National Assembly, you were not entirely involved in the process.
They did it behind me. I had to complain. I had to write. But fortunately for me, the budget was not released. No budget was released to me all through the time I was a minister. Because I felt that, and I know the president probably is doing that, because he already knew that the system needs to be changed before he continues dishing out money to these places. The money is given to them, to me, is a waste. It's a waste. Because you can't write off 1.8 billion, you use 150 million to do a meeting of about 100 people, and it is okay. When you speak, they look at you that you're pouring sand into their garage. That is a problem.
But how can something like that be checked?
Let them check, stop issue of this budgetary. Yeah. When they are writing their budgets, there must be what every ministry is supposed to do. And your budget must be there. You must achieve something. You can't be Minister of Women Affairs, all your budget, nothing for empowerment of women. Nothing to put aside for the cases concerning the children. Most of the cases I did with my funds. Even the Niger State case that I had to fight for those women, children. Remember, when that Niger State matter came, I didn't just jump into it. CNN contacted me. BBC contacted me on that issue. They even have an image, satellite image of those little children that would have been married. That was why I got involved. Now, I refused to give them an interview because they were trying to get me to spoil the image of my country. Why should I do that? So what did I do? I wrote to the people directly. And I said, please, I noticed some of these kids are too young. Take them off from that and add people that are more matured. If they had reacted better, I wouldn't have fought. But when they refuse, I'm not the kind that will give up. I don't give up. You want fight, we fight. That is the way it is. I don't run away from trouble, but I don't look for trouble. So that's why I had to go to court to get that injunction. And the right thing ended up being done. Even the people trying to marry them, they didn't even know that they were very younger kids. They didn't know. When I spoke with them, that was when I found out they did not know.
Well, while you stand by your methods, I've seen comments from Nigerians, which seems to suggest that they stand by you and your methods, because it would seem that you were fighting a good cause, so to speak. With that in mind, do you think that the president was fair to take you out of office? You seem to, I can ask you and you would say confidently that you're a performing minister. And he removed, in quote, ministers that were not performing. You think the president was fair to you?
You know, in politics, so many things can be going on that you and I will not know. But all I can assure you is, President cannot do anything purposely to hurt me. He's proud of me. He loved the way I was working. There must be something.
So he could have made a mistake?
No, I wouldn't call it a mistake. There must be something beyond what he could have managed and made him remove me. I'm still in very good terms.
And he didn't try, you didn't bother to ask why?
No, he's not that kind of person. The little I know about him, he won't talk about it. After a while, he will show it.
It's been a while anyways. Let's go back.
It's been a while.
Let's go back to the issue with the civil service. As
the strategies, don't forget that.
Well, you can say that. As a woman heading a ministry, would you say you had the support of the staff, the civil servants under the ministry?
To me, except they were pretending, the directors really cooperated with me. I'll give you an example. When I found out the women were suffering, and they mentioned Nigeria for Women project, which they've already used about $100 million. I went to visit the sites. I didn't see any machine. I didn't see anything to show that that money was spent. So I didn't feel good about it. They were still using hands to pick out sand, blow out chaffs, use a big pot to boil the rice. That wasn't what I expected that $100 million would have achieved. So I've decided to prove a point that it doesn't really take a lot to do this. So I called the directors for a meeting and I explained to them my concern, and they helped me. They helped me by sitting on their board, which the ministers are not part of that board, and awarded the contracts for people to bring in those machines to give to those women, rice milling, corn dechaffing, and all that, including the beans and almost everything they need to make gari and everything that will perfect farming process. So they gave out the contracts. And then we only visited companies that produce and manufacture these things. And we all went together. I have all these things in tapes. Then at the end of the day, there was no money. I needed to prove a point. Listen, an opportunity was given to me. You don't expect me to fold my hands and don't showcase who I am or my capacity. So I brought out my money to get it done.
How much money?
About 400 and something million. Yes. And those things were all supplied to these people. They were happy. The wives, I'm saying it openly. If anyone says that I didn't do this, let the person come on air to challenge it.
400 million. 400
and something million. I don't want to misquote. Are you understanding my point? And everything was supplied. They got it. We used the vehicles of each state to supply to 15 states in the federation. Apart from those 15 states they gave out the contract for, I only gave like Bauchi and some other states that were not part of the list. Because each time I'm going to visit them, Mama Oyoyo will come with me, and I take in those things. And at the end of the day, apart from the 30%, I have not been refunded. Now, EFCC came into the matter, and when they continued nosing around, I had to call them. I said, if you need to clarify anything, I'm available. Call me. Because to tell you the truth, everything I did is on
So who brought in the EFCC?
Some people in the ministry. I don't want to mention names. I know them.
Why? I mean, it's your reputation at stake. Why would
Yes, I'm suspecting the PAMSECers at the time I was there. I do that. Yes. So, because before that EFCC issue started, somebody called me and said, he wrote a petition against you and he has taken it to EFCC may call anytime. And I confronted him. I said, did you write a petition against me? He didn't really give me a very cogent answer. And a few days after, EFCC started nosing around, calling people. My husband paid money, started inviting them and doing all sorts of things. So I had to text them. And I said, I'm available. You don't need to be roving. Everything I did in that office, I have it on video. I have it on every money I told you about. I transferred it from my account to where it was meant to go to. I have evidence of payments. I have evidence of everything. Even when we are receiving those things, I have evidence. So when I went to EFCC, the next thing I heard by Suju is in EFCC, blah, 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 that she's coming to explain the issue of 130-something million. 130-something million? So is that the kind of money ministers used to steal? So I went to the EFCC, and by the time I started bringing out my evidences, it was overwhelming. Because even when they wrote in the petition that even the product, they don't even know what I was doing it on my own. I showed video where I, together with ministry staff, to visit the people that manufactured those equipment. We went together, and it was on video. I spoke there on video. And then they said again that even what I brought, they did not see. I showed a video where when those things were coming in, I said, call the desk officers, call the store, call all of them. And right in that video, they all came out, taking notes, bringing it out, checking it, and taking notes. And they said again, the one I did for PBAT case, that the PAMSEC was not part of it, no minister director was part of it. I brought the video where it was even the PAMSEC that made a speech. So everything I did, I challenge anyone. Everything I did in Ministry of Women Affairs, I have video, audio, and bank evidence to back it up.
Is the case still being investigated, or have you been cleared by
They've finished the case. I'm waiting for them to bring out the report so that I can request for my refunds. I need to request for my refunds from the government.
What refunds?
My money now. They've not paid the money up till date.
Which of the money? Is the one you used to augment the allocations?
Yes.
But was that in agreement with the federal government? It would seem that you did it from
No,
a good
I
side
didn't. They gave out a contract.
Yes.
There was no money. I provided money to make sure they supplied.
But was there an agreement with anyone that you would put that money and get it back?
No, most times in ministries, even when you're traveling, you use your money to travel. And when you come back, they pay you when money comes.
But that's different from contracts. The ministry, the aspect of fares, transportation, and what do they call it in ministries now? I can't remember.
No,
but it's fine. But when you
borrow money for a contract to be done, somebody can borrow money from you.
Okay.
When they pay that money, they refund you. It's refunds I'm talking about, not for them to pay me.
Okay.
So that contract was given out normally, the way contracts are given out. When there was no money, they borrow money from me. It's not only
was this your request? Because I just want us to deal with the issue of you saying that the federal government still owes you money.
Yes.
From you augmenting allocation.
Not only on that, even on my travels, even on issue of monies the ministry borrowed from me to buy gas, to do some certain things.
The ministry borrowed money from you?
Yes, there was no money as at the time I was there. There was no money. Sometimes I come to the office. You can't expect me not to be coming to office to do work given to me on trust. Sometimes I come to the office, no money to buy diesel. I am saying it openly. Let the women affairs staff hear me.
What was the procedure for the ministry taking a loan from you?
There was no procedure. I needed things done right.
So basically, you did it from your own, with the expectation that the ministry will pay you back.
Some, like the travel, I did it. I had to go. I must buy my ticket. In issue of the gas, who is the department in charge? They came, I gave them money. Then the AC in the ministry was spoiled. The heat was too much. I had to buy an AC.
So why didn't they like you in the ministry then? Why would anyone want to petition you if you were this hands-on with them?
You won't condemn the whole ministry. There's no place you will go to and everybody will like you. It's not possible.
But largely,
not even only borrowing money. Those that are sick, those that are taking dialysis, I used to give them personal funds to assist them. I'm saying it openly. This is television.
How much support financially did you give to the election of President Bola Tinubu?
I can't come here and start talking about that.
But did you? Did you give financial support? Okay.
I did campaign without collecting money. And I stepped down. I didn't collect funds for my tickets. I didn't.
The reason I asked
I wouldn't want to, not that I gave him money. No, I didn't.
Right, that's understandable. The reason I asked the question is because it's almost worrying that after all you did for the ministry, after all you did for the election of President Bola Tinubu, you were dropped from the saddle just like that, and you're back again pushing for his re-election. So the question is, why, after all these, are you still choosing to support President Bola Tinubu?
Like I said to you, he can never hurt me purposely. Whatever he did, I believe he did it to save me. There are things you and I will not know that he understands. So on what basis wouldn't I support him? I believe in him. I believe in his way of governing, because after a while, Nigerians will start seeing it. That's actually the style, my own style. That's what I'm seeing in Mr. President. So what he's doing, the actions he's taking, how bold he is in taking those actions, I believe in it. And like I said, he could not have hurt me purposely. Let's hold on, watch and see how it goes. But I can't stop supporting him.
So while you watch how it goes,
yes,
look at the public perception of the president and tell me confidently what you think the people of Nigeria think of the president, and how easy or otherwise it would be for you to sell the president, because you've also just said that what he's doing would hurt the people, but would likely be reaped in the long run. But when a hungry man, may not make it tomorrow. So how difficult do you think it would be to sell President Bola Tinubu again, considering the current climate?
I'm hoping seriously that from now till end of the year, all he has been doing will start showing, and people will start reaping, and that will change their perspective of what's going on right now. I believe strongly in that, because I'm following what he's doing. That's number one. And number two, Nigerians, let me tell you something. Poverty. The day I mentioned concerning United Nations, I mentioned the rate poverty has been going up for a very long time. And the United Nations will keep telling us they're bringing in trillions of dollars into the country, which I never saw the effect. I decided to fight that cause, that period. And Nigerians didn't even understand, because a bunch of people are benefiting chicken money compared to money is being brought in. Unfortunately, look at today. Trump has wedged into it. The truth is out that what I was saying was true. Nobody is mentioning it. Are you understanding my point? Nobody is mentioning it. So Nigerians should learn that we can't be lying to ourselves, shooting ourselves on the foot, just because we want it to be okay today. It's not right. We must learn how to relax and follow. You must follow that line. If not, whatever we're doing, we end up crashing. And that is the line we're following now. Let's exercise patience.
Let's talk about this, your grassroots mobilization. I think you call it the Save Nigeria 2027?
Yes.
You say
it has been there. You worked for President 2023.
And now you want to raise 10 million voters for the president.
Yes.
How?
Like I said, I'm waiting for something. I'm waiting for the effect what president is doing, which will come up soon.
No, I'm asking the question. Let me explain why.
Yes.
Now, when the president won the election in 2023, he got about 6.9 million votes, if I recall correctly. I think 6.9 million votes or thereabout, or 8 point something million votes. That was when he wasn't in charge, and things were not as bad as they are, even though you say they're working for the better. How would you get 10 million votes for the president now, considering the state of things? Where are you going to get that from? Southeast, Anambra?
No, across the nation. Nigeria is everywhere, every state. And we're working hard. We're helping a lot of people too, to show love to Nigerians. We're touching lives. We're going to disabled people to feed them, support them financially to start businesses. We're fighting for the rights of children and women. We're doing a lot. So that love that's showing to me, they will divert it to Mr. President.
Okay, so let me ask you a core politics question now, because what we see is that there seems to be a formidable opposition brewing. Do you think that the president would be worried about having Atiku and Obi on the same ticket, considering the outcome of the elections in 2023, where both of them polled almost over 13 million votes?
I am not even disturbed about that. Talk less of Mr. President. I am not. Some of these people, Atiku has been vice president of this country before now. What changed? So many people in ADC today, were they not part of PDP and APC? So the same people are circling. And like I said, what Mr. President is doing, the effect will shock the nation. He's going to balance this country. What he's doing will balance the country. There's a lot of animosities before he came in. I'm telling you the truth. Some people feel they were being maltreated, or are you understanding my point? So let us see. By the time those things come and let Nigerians compare what he has done and what Atiku did during his own time and what they think Obi might do. That will solve the problem.
Well, when you look at Nigeria with regard to this enlightenment, because people have to be intelligent or enlightened enough to know why to choose a particular candidate. Do you think that the electorate is educated enough or enlightened enough to know?
No, because what president is doing will trigger down to the grassroots. And when the grassroots are shown love and care, they love you. They don't even ask for too much. As soon as it triggers down, you will see for yourself what will happen. His presence will be everywhere.
No, you're acting hopefully. You say you hope by the end of the year that would have happened. But let me...
No, not hopefully. Yeah. I am seeing it. I have been following what he's doing. Except they change any style again that I'm not aware of right now. But the way I'm seeing the things as they are going is going to trigger down by the end of the year. And the commoners will be happy. And when you get the commoners, they are the voters.
Help us understand Southeast politics, because you're a politician. People tend to forget that you're a politician because you're a minister. But help us understand Southeast politics. For example, you're from Anambra State.
Yes.
And ABGA is the main party in Anambra State. Yes. It almost then suggests that ABGA would likely take the direction of, that it has always taken to support its political party. People will support ABGA. So help us understand Southeast politics as far as this election coming up is concerned, because clearly the president is trying to get support from the different states in the Southeast. And as it stands now, I think it's just Anambra State and Abia State that are not APC states in the Southeast. What do you see about politics in the Southeast come 2027?
The whole thing depends on the result of what Mr. President is doing. I'm telling you the truth. If the results come out as I am wishing and hoping, my people will vote for him. We are this kind of people where we somehow behave rebelliously and we don't pretend. If they see the good hands of Mr. President, they will vote for him.
Why?
The issue of ABGA. Yeah. ABGA is Anambra State, but they're progressives. They're part of APC.
Why do you think the people of the Southeast will not vote for Peter Obi?
They have done that for Peter Obi 2023. Now, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is on seat. And if he does well, why should you leave keying into the winner to start going where you might, that only you people will support? Does that make a political sense?
You think only the Southeast will support Peter Obi?
That's what I'm thinking, because even in Lagos, a lot of Igbos are there. A lot of Igbos voted in Lagos. I don't even know whether we're even more in population in Lagos than Igbos. Because you know Igbos are everywhere. So a lot of them voted for him. But as it is now, if you check out all the times they've been doing protests, Igbos refuse to be part of it. They keep going to where they sell nkwobi to tell people, come and eat nkwobi. This is our own protest that Asiwaju they must believe in. Because you people chose him, they want to support that fact that you've chosen him. They don't want to start stressing him while he's working. That is the way we reason. We're business people. We focus more in our business. We don't want distractions. So when Asiwaju's good jobs start showing, printing down, believe me, Igbos will support him.
But when you almost sound like you're insisting that outside the people of the Southeast, the Igbos, there's no other tribe that would support Peter Obi, even though the election results from 2023 suggest otherwise. Why? What's your conviction?
No, I can't be convinced. I'm not God. If you understand my point. I'm just telling you that that particular time, because of the former president that just left. Nigerians were bitter. They didn't want to trust APC that much.
Well, things are worse now.
No, things are worse to be best. They're two different things. When things are worse to become the best, you don't say it like that. You cannot, you must crawl before you walk and before you run. If you don't crawl, crawling is not even easy for babies. Trust me, we can't just continue living on illusion. We jump up there and you tell people everything is fine, and people will enjoy for a few months while it is booming, that the foundation is on sand. Now the foundation is solid and it's coming up.
All right, you've tested the waters as far as politics is concerned when you chose to aspire to be president on the platform of the All Progressives Congress. So with that, let me take you to the conversation of women participation in politics and governance and get your thoughts on what you see with regard to the concerns around the poor numbers associated with women participation in politics and governance.
Why will women come out? 10% of women own properties in Nigeria. I'm sure you're aware of that. We are poor. Very few women are making money. A lot of them, their husbands don't even allow them to come out to work. A lot, like in the north, which you know, some of them are not working. Some of them that are even working in the east, they're doing menial jobs or selling, like some of them you see in the market, the whole thing they're selling is not up to 5,000. So we don't have money. And money builds confidence. Without money, how can you have confidence? So yes, they're talking about it in National Assembly, they're working on it. After working on it, what next? Will you give them money? Will you force them out? What after working on it, they said 35%, which you're aware of. How many 35% have we gotten? When I was a Minister for Women Affairs, I used to go and fight for it. Anywhere I heard that employing people, I carry myself to that place and insist on the 35%. I come on air to talk to Nigerian women and girls. Please go there and seek for employment. We are going to get our 35%. Still, how many people go to go and seek for employment? So we need to work on ourselves, we women. We need to work harder. We need to get more committed to ourselves. You know, sometimes they say women don't love women. It's not about that. Those are just the secondary part of it. The primary part of it is to build our self-confidence, to be able to face the public and ask for our rights, fight for it. I had a meeting with the feeder people. They invited me, and we agreed to work together in any area where they are employing. We go for the 35% for women. So we are working on it. That's why some of us came out in normal circumstances. I wouldn't have wanted to be a politician. But I had to come out because people must come out.
So talk to us about that experience as a woman running for president, because I think it took a lot of people by surprise. They almost had never heard of you, and next thing you know, a woman is running for president. So talk to us about that experience.
It was a wonderful one. At a time, I stopped assuming myself as a woman. I started seeing myself as a lion. Yes, because for me to be able to face those men, face them squarely in meetings, you know that kind of stuff, I must have to be strong. So I've always been a strong person, though. So I was looking at myself as a male. I didn't see a difference between they and myself.
Is that your perspective, or is that something that you think is normal?
That is who I am. I love challenges.
But there are women who have said that getting involved in politics is stressful because of some procedures within parties, and also the challenge of raising funds. Were you able to get to the point you got to because you could afford it?
That is number one. That's what I keep saying about funds. I could afford it. I had the money. I still have the money to be able to get those things done. And I never asked anybody for money because nobody would have invested in me. They thought, leave her, she's wasting her time. Who will even vote a woman? But one day, women will be voted.
So why do you think women don't have as much money as men?
Because initially, Africans believe that it's a man's world, it's a man that should provide for the family. Even some women that are working, you see them hiding their money from their husbands, leaving all the loads on their husband. That's a very bad perspective of way of looking at things. So that is partly why they don't have it. Some of them that have, they're hiding it. They don't want nobody to know. So how do you come out for politics if you are hiding your money that you don't have money? So that's part of it. We must have to change our ideology of life and know that what a man can do, a woman can do better. We deliver these men. We are their mothers. We are supposed to be, we are actually more sensible than they are. I'm telling you the truth. That's why most times you hand over anything to a woman, you see it's handled differently. Like I handled Ministerial Women Affairs. You must have to put in your best. You have these motherly feelings for your nation that you want to do things right. So that is the major thing.
Well, you know, some would say that men and women have equal opportunity to be somebody in life. And then that's why I'm really curious as to where the genesis of the concerns or the problem of women not having money comes from. Is it from the education background when they were kids, when they grew up and all that?
No, it's not education, it's upbringing.
It's a mindset thing.
Yes. When you're growing up, you're made to know that even when they're giving out writing wills, they exclude women in most African countries. Everything
so that's where culture comes in. Culture plays a role
and not
as well.
To be heard. I remember my father, a police officer, you don't walk and your shoe will make noise in our house. It's not allowed. Especially you, the woman. And my father will say you should be seen and not to be heard. That is I grew up with hearing that. So many people will think an issue of a man is the head of the family. Well, yes, but we are the neck. The head can't exist without the neck carrying it. But they give you this impression, anything you want, go and ask your man. It's wrong. Totally wrong. I've never asked my husband for money. If I have any kobo, I use it and make the food that we can manage. If he wants something better, he will give me money on his own. If he doesn't give me, he will eat what I've got.
For someone who gave away 400 million naira, it's difficult to understand the word manage from you, but it's fine.
No, but I didn't start like that. Okay. There was a time I didn't have.
Okay.
Are you understand me? I grew to have.
That's great. Okay, so let's talk about the other aspects of women participation in politics and governance. The other aspect is governance. And you talked about the affirmation, 35% affirmation, which up till this moment we don't have. I think we have about 28% as far as the appointments made by President Bola Tinubu is concerned. So with that in mind, would you confidently say that the All Progressives Congress is championing the cause of women participation in governance and politics?
I will not say about party, but I can say about Mr. President. He values women in politics, seriously. Because even the opportunity he gave to some of us, a lot of Nigerians didn't want it. But he insisted. That's why somebody like me, a lot of people didn't want me to come on board. He insisted. Because he felt he wanted to give women opportunity to strive. But it depends on us now to push further. He tried, 28%. He's getting close. It remains like 7%.
That's fair enough. Let's talk about you now. I mean, I know you had just said that you may not be open to an appointment, but, you know,
I didn't say I may not be open. I said I'm not thinking about that.
Oh, you're not thinking about that?
No.
What are you thinking about?
I'm just focusing on my job. My job equally suffered while I was there. So I'm going back to my property business. I'm already back.
Well, you know, the women you're trying to...
Education business, I have a school.
The women you're trying to encourage to get involved in politics may be disappointed in you because you had your political ambition and you're not sounding like you're interested in it. Is there a reason why your political ambition is not taking the front seat for you now?
No, why? How is he not taking the front seat? Am I not campaigning for Mr. President?
Your political ambition.
My political ambition.
You wanted to be president in
2023. Yes.
Is that gone?
It can be gone.
Okay.
But I have to give my president opportunity to finish his second term.
Is there no other political position that you're interested in?
I will be after him.
You want to be president after him?
No, I can't be president after him.
Senate,
because
House of Reps, or be governor or something?
It's supposed to go to the north.
Yes.
So, no, I don't want House of Rep. It's boring to me.
It's boring?
Very boring.
Well, that's a place where they make laws.
I'm not very crazy about some of the things, some of the method. I'm not. I like to be active. Okay. I don't like things I just sit down and keep having just meetings. I like to go out there and put up an action, and act, do something. So it's boring to me.
Well, you know, that's the house where laws are made. It's not entirely boring. I don't know what, but except you explain
No,
what perspective.
to me, they just sit down, they talk, they agree, they disagree.
That's democracy.
It's not enough for me. It's not enough. I have a lot of energy. I can't sit down there. I might go crazy one day, to tell you the truth.
So you're saying now that you're not satisfied with the way that the National Assembly carries out its responsibilities?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Enough.
I would say I am not satisfied with the system Nigeria is running.
What is wrong with the system?
Let me not, because the system is somehow porous. That is what is giving room for the corruptions you're hearing about. It's not an individual thing, it's the system. The system gives room for such things to happen.
But the system
so now, do you blame the people that are doing it because the system is porous?
The system is run by individuals.
That is the point.
So what exactly is the problem?
The system is run by the constitution and some of the ways our country was formed, and which I believe the National Assembly is looking into to change that system. And until that system is changed, it will be difficult to even run this country.
What is your concern with the Constitution?
My concern with the Constitution is, I don't even know where to start.
You think it should be thrown away? We have a new Constitution?
Not to be thrown away. It needs very little things to be added and fortify it better.
Such as what? Because the amendment process is ongoing.
Yes, such as this issue of writing the budget. The budget should be looked into. The issue of getting foreign loans, it should be looked into. It's not anything these people bring that we just sign. And when you sign it, they take charge. You don't give people loan and you take charge of the loan at the same time. World Bank will give you money and they're the one controlling the loan. I don't understand it. Maybe people that are better more experienced in politics may understand it, but I don't understand it. So we have to look into that so that we restructure some of these things. That way we'll be able to save even the people that will be president. Because sometimes the people that are president they don't even have the opportunity to take care of those things because of the system.
So, that brings me to something I observed during my holiday, because a lot of Nigerians were in Morocco for the African Cup of Nations. And the feedback was almost suggestive that Morocco had left Africa behind, and indeed Nigeria. Some say it's a system of governance. Some say that this democracy isn't working when you compare to Morocco and its monarchy system. And you could just clearly tell because since last year, analysts have insisted that governance has taken a backseat while politics and re-election of government officials have been brought to the fore. In a monarchical system, that may not be the situation because nobody is trying to seek re-election. And a couple of years ago, the National Assembly had started to propose a parliamentary system of governance. And there was a back and forth as to whether this democracy is working. And former President Olusegun Obasanjo openly said that this democracy is only in favor of the political class. So what do you say?
Let me not jump into something I'm not very experienced at. I've just told you my concern concerning things that are not, which I feel should be restructured so that we will have a stronger country. That aspect now should be left for National Assembly to look in, like I heard, they're already going to states to get opinions of people, of which I have opportunity. I will probably air my own opinion to them, and they will look into it. But they know better than I do. Like I said, I can't do their job.
Okay, that's fair enough. Let's look at improving Nigeria's electoral system now. I like to think you follow the conversation on the Electoral Act amendments. And some are now saying that the APC does not want electronic transmission of results because a recent clause, which would be harmonized, which was passed by the Senate, is that in a case where the electronic transmission of results fail due to network issues, that all will fall back to the signed forms. What do you say to that?
Was it APC that said that? It wasn't APC. It was the system before now. Is it not now they're trying to change it?
I'm saying it hasn't changed.
No, but they're looking into it. Now, looking, it's not APC's thing. I don't know why they keep calling APC in that matter.
I mean, if you're the ruling party and you're in majority,
the ruling party is still National Assembly that is supposed, and in that National Assembly, there are many other parties there.
Yeah, but majority will always have their way, while minority will.
But they've not even voted, and the APC voted against it.
They have voted, and
did they vote against it?
That's what I explained. That what was voted in plenary today was for the electronic transmission of results to be done. But if it fails, the perhaps network issue, that all will fall back to the forms that were signed by the agents at the polling units. And civil society organizations who have followed the process have insisted that that caveat was not necessary. All you needed to do was stick to compulsory transmission of electronic transmission of results in real time. But I don't want to put you on the spot for that, because maybe you may not have followed the process. You can't even put me on the spot, because one, they've already voted for the electronic process to go on. That other clause. You think it's necessary? No, in life, when you think about life, you think about death. There's no way you can be stagnant on something. What if that's that place you are stagnant on fails? I don't know. But like for the fact they voted for the electronic, I think that is okay. What are your thoughts on improving? Let's pray that even light, they still take light in Nigeria. How do you think? No, at the time, the argument was that if the results are uploaded and there's no network in the area, once the team moves to where there's network, it will automatically send. And that's why CSOs are saying there's no need for that extra caveat, because it provides a loophole. Okay, what if that team moved or moves and it doesn't upload? Well, INEC has maintained the fact that it is in support of electronic transmission results, and I think... And APC voted it too. It's majority. That they're in support. It's majority party that voted. But here's what I want to ask you. What are your thoughts on how we can improve Nigerian elections? I'd like to also think you follow the electoral process and you've seen some of the amendments proposed. How can we improve our elections? Because 2027 is just around the corner, and there are young voters who voted in 2027 who may not be satisfied with the process now. They're already in the process of amending electoral laws. Let's allow them to do their work. Trust me. No, I'm asking what your thoughts are on how we can improve our elections. I've never really thought about that. Well, you're a politician. I'm a politician, but why should I start thinking about INEC's job? You are the greatest beneficiary of elections as a politician. So I think your concern should be largely what would benefit you. That's what will benefit me is the electoral process, which my party has voted today. I support it. That's what I support. No, I'm asking generally. Then the other part... How you can improve, what you think we can do to improve elections in Nigeria? Is to make it more free and fair, which is what they're working on. It needs to be free and fair, so that the people will choose who they want. And if you check, Asiwaju did not win at Lagos State. So people actually chose who they wanted. Upon how powerful and known he is in Lagos. He didn't win it. So I believe in 2023, people made their choices. All right. Just before we go, I just want to get your general thoughts on the state of the nation. If there are any concerns you have, and I ask this because I don't know when next you grant an interview, I mean, but it's always necessary to get, you've been high up there, you've sat at the Federal Executive Council meeting, so you follow the state of the nation as it is in every aspect of it, from security to healthcare and all that. Do you have any concerns with the way the country is being run? I had. And when I met the president, initially, before he even became the flag bearer, I spoke with him and I saw what I felt the country will need in him, which was why I stepped down for him in the first place. Okay. If not, I wouldn't have stepped down for anybody. I would have failed and I would have left. But I stepped down for him, and the way it is going, which is why Nigerians are not happy right now, is because it's going towards correction, correcting the things that have been going wrong. It is always bitter. It can never be sweet, because a lot of tough decisions must be taken. But I want to say something. When I left office, let me bring up the issue of money I returned that none of you is talking about. People will return small amount of money.
They will hail them. Oh, the person didn't travel, he returned his money. But over 200 and something million were donated to an account organized for these children and women for mobile court to take off. And I was removed. And I sent back everybody's money because I couldn't use it. Nobody's talking about it. When I get upset over where things are working that I don't like, Paris Suju will be on the news. If you know praise me, make I praise myself.
Mrs. Suju Kennedy-Ohanenye, I'd like to thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming to speak to us on Political Paradigm.
Thank you.
And I would speak for every young girl out there. I'd like to think, I'm not a girl, but I'd like to think that people who want to run for office will look up to you to hold on to your political ambition, whatever it is. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
nice
very
talking
much.
with you.
Well, I was speaking with former Minister of Women Affairs, Mrs. Uju Kennedy-Ohanenye. If you'd like to follow this conversation again, please go to YouTube and search Political Paradigm or simply go to channelstv.com. Thank you for your time. I'm Terry Kumi. Goodbye.